Hello, welcome to the Weather Hazard Briefing presented by National Weather Service Pocatello for Tuesday, April 8th. Here's what you'll see in this presentation. We had a cold front passage during the overnight hours, and this morning it's still exiting. It is leaving some showers and even a risk of thunderstorms in its wake. The measurable snow, though, will stay above 8,000 feet elevation or over passes heading into Montana. It's only expected to be light accumulations for today and into tomorrow morning. Wednesday, it'll be very windy in the Snake River Plain today. There is a wind advisory in effect from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. for basically the entire part of the Snake River Plain, but not the eastern Magic Valley. Along with it, you can expect will be some hazardous blowing dust. It'll also be colder today, but a warming trend will start on Wednesday, and it will remain dry through the work week with near record warmth by Friday. Here's a satellite image. You can see how fast these clouds are racing across. That's indicative of strong winds aloft, and those winds will mix down today in the unstable air behind the cold front. So here's what we're looking for. Some rain showers, and there are some isolated thunderstorms actually in the Snake Plain and in the eastern highlands. There's supposed to be a slight chance of thunderstorms. That would be for today. Otherwise, windy for most locations, very windy in the Snake River Plain. And you see snow showers pretty much everywhere except for the Magic Valley. And then by Wednesday, it'll just be windy in the Snake Plain and Magic Valley, breezy elsewhere, with some AM rain and snow showers for the eastern highlands continuing. Then we get breaks on Thursday and Friday with sunny skies, and by Friday, like I said, near record warmth. And then on Saturday, we do have a return of wet weather, probably coming in during the day, intensifying during the overnight hours on Saturday night. And so we are looking for it to be cold enough for rain and snow to be felt even in the Snake River Plain and eastern Magic Valley, and probably mostly snow showers for the Lost River, Wood River, Sawtooth, and Lemhi areas. And you can see the further north you go, the more likely the showers are, with the eastern highlands and Lemhi County having, as you can see there, a likely risk of shower activity. So these are where the current advisories are in effect for today. Again, this is 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can see the affected areas here. And here's what we're looking at. By 8 o'clock today, the front will have blown through. And you can see is some light mixed precipitation left behind it. And so here's where we'll see it. Just really light stuff. You can see barely getting to 2 inches in the extreme high elevations west of Stanley. And then 6-hour snowfall for the afternoon hours. You can see it obviously with the warming temperatures. There's much less, and most of that is missing from the lower elevations. And then overnight tonight during the evening hours, you can see it's mostly limited to the northwest end of Custer County and Lemhi County, and then there's a little bit during the evening tonight in the Island Park area, but by late tonight, it's really is limited to Lemhi and Custer County and places like Vienna Mine Summit. Here's the thunderstorm risk. Again, this is for the afternoon and evening hours. You can see it is frankly limited in 20 to 30% risk. Is just a small portion of Fremont County. Otherwise, it's 10 to 20 all the way down through the the eastern highlands all the way down to the Preston area. But even there, it's more on the order of 10 to 15%, so barely a mention. And elsewhere, it's pretty much over with. And then the blowing dust risk obviously will be where the strongest winds are. And you can see areas to widespread locations here in this green area. The blue would be more areas of snow, and then this darker magenta or darker pink is isolated areas of blowing dust. And this is blowing dust that could reduce visibility below half a mile, which would be hazardous if you are driving. You can see this does actually go into, you can see here portions of Custer County as well. And then the maximum wind gusts, again, where you can see them occurring. Again, it's mostly Blackfoot north. Pocatello, though, it does get pretty good here. It gusts to nearly 30 miles an hour. You see the really strong winds today will be in the Arco Desert and Blackfoot north to Rexburg. Finally, the temperatures for today and tonight. We are looking at it. It's probably the coldest day of the next 4. We are looking at temperatures barely getting across the 60-degree threshold. Yesterday they were getting across the 70-degree threshold, so they're down about 10 degrees down here in the Snake River Plain, and in the Stanley area it's down about 6 or so. And then overnight tonight, as skies start to clear and the cold air does start to settle in, much colder than it was this past night. All right, on to Wednesday. You can see the high pressure is moving in. Showers are pretty limited to areas in the Panhandle when it comes to Idaho. And you can see here just in the morning here just slipping into the northern end of Lemhi County. And then here's the remaining snowfall starting this morning at 6 a.m. until noon on Wednesday. See, when you add it all up, it's really not totally much. There's 2 to 3 inches here along the ridges west of Stanley, but otherwise it's mostly less than an inch to 1 to 2 inches in some portions of Custer County. And again, a little bit here on the border with Wyoming up in Fremont County. Here's the gusts will be on Wednesday. The maximum gusts, again, these are all be in the late afternoon to early evening hours. You can see it's significantly less now expected, with gusts to around 35 miles an hour at the most. Most of these gusting to around 30. So we don't expect any sort of wind advisory here, because you'd have to have sustained winds of 30 miles an hour, and these are just the gusts. Here's a total liquid water expected, storm total. You can see here a lot of places will be getting nothing today. A lot of it was yesterday and last night. And so, again, for most locations, it's a tenth or a hundredth to a tenth of an inch if they get any at all. And then a tenth to a quarter here in the Island Park area, and a hundredth to a tenth here in the Stanley higher elevations, again, west of Stanley. Here's the temperatures for Wednesday and Wednesday night. So the highs, you can see, start to rebound, but still mostly in the 60s in the Snake River Plain, getting back above 50 for Stanley. And then overnight temperatures, once again, getting below freezing in a lot of areas in the Central Idaho Mountains and the upper Snake Highlands, and getting just below freezing for the northern end of the Snake River Plain, and 30s and to near 40 in the eastern Magic Valley. Okay, and then high pressure is locked in here, as you can see, by Thursday. So what that means is lots of sunshine will allow temperatures to really take off, and this is our strongest warming day. It'll be on the order of 10 to 15 degrees. And you can see here almost 80 degrees plus in the western Magic Valley, so upper 70s for the eastern Magic Valley and the Goose Creek Valley here, and the other valleys draining northward into the Snake River. And even in the upper area, even in the Snake Plain, we're looking at middle 70s, except for this higher elevations here in the Arco Desert. And overnight, you can see these temperatures are much warmer, about 5 to 10 degrees, where it'll be staying in the 40s for Pocatello, Blackfoot, even Idaho Falls, even Rexburg staying above 40. That's all I have. If you have any further questions, you can always contact us at the telephone number here, or check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching.